Welcome spooky ladles and cursed jelly spoons to Friday the 13th 5-minute facts, where we dig up the gory details of your favourite retro horror games. As I'm sure you know by now, we're here to slice through the history of Friday the 13th games with the precision of a machete or a butter knife. And I'm here too to make sure that you're not too frightened whilst we talk about these spooky video games. So Pat, what's this about owls and boys? No, Keith, that was last week. This week we're diving into the world of Friday the 13th games, starting all the way back in 1986 with a game that came with its own blood capsules. Each copy of the Commodore 64, ZX Spectrum and Amstrad CPC version came with 2 fake blood capsules, just in case you want to feel like a real slasher. The capsules were just filled with red sugar water though, because nothing says horror like a sugar rush. Blimey. Now, the original dual mark release for the Commodore 64 and Amstrad also featured a horror sound compilation. Players had to identify 10 sounds from the game to be in with a chance of winning a Eureka colour monitor. And just imagine you could enjoy low-res horror in glorious colour. Assuming you could hear past the sound of your own screams, of course. The good old days when winning a monitor was the height of tech luxury. Today it's all about winning... what? Skins for your virtual pistol, or Jason Voorhees skins, which brings us to the 1989 NES Friday the 13th game. Now, if you think this game followed the movies, think again. The developers decided to play fast and loose with the franchise, mixing elements from the first 7 films, like they were making some kind of Jason smoothie. They threw in Jason's mask from part 4, his look from part 7, and characters that never appeared in movies at all. It's like they just grabbed up wherever lying around in the studio and said, that'll do. So it's like one of those mix and match books, where you get the badger's head, Tiger Tom's body, and my legs. Oh god, sounds like a proper horror show. And the horror didn't stop there. Electronic Gaming Monthly awarded the NES game the title of Worst Movie to Game in 1989, and later they ranked it 8th in their Worst Games of All Time list. I mean, that's quite the horror honour, wouldn't you say? Yeah, real achievement, Pat. Like being voted most likely to get lost on the way to the Dog and Duck. A title I still hold, by the way. You're not getting out of it, Keith. It's your round tonight. But let's fast forward to 2017 and the release of Friday the 13th, the game, for PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now, this game decided to pay homage to the NES ancestor with a retro Jason skin. Yes, they brought back the infamous purple and blue Jason from the 8-bit era, because nothing says terror like Jason when he looks like he's been through a pixelated paint job. Purple Jason? What's next? Pink Freddy Krueger? But there was also a bit of real life drama behind the scenes. You see, keys for in-game rewards intended for Kickstarter backers were stolen by a contract worker and sold on eBay. This led limited run games to stop hiring temporary workers entirely. Lesson learned, don't mess with Kickstarter backers or Jason Voorhees. Sounds like a proper mystery, Pat. I mean, who needs Scooby-Doo when you've got Jason Voorhees and a bunch of angry backers? Friday the 13th has had a wild ride in the gaming world, from fake blood capsules to purple Jasons. This franchise has seen it all, and despite its ups and downs, it's clear these games hold a special place in our horror-loving hearts. That's right, lads. So whether you're a fan of movies or just love a good cheesy horror game, we hope you've enjoyed this trip down Crystal Lake. If you did, make sure you like the video, share it with your chums and subscribe to the channel. After all, you won't want to make Jason angry by missing out on our next episode, would you? And don't forget your brew. Even horror is better with a good cuppa.